Hello everyone to another pool video, or as I like to call it, the batch of books that have blue and red with a touch of black and a lot of green. Or this week I got a double batch of Greg Pak Superman. So anyway, let's get to the right down to the books. First off, Action Comics number 27. This is the second part of Greg Pak's first arc, and I actually enjoy this issue a lot. Definitely, Pak has a good handle on Superman, and despite the fact that it actually has three artists working on the book, there's a flashback sequence at the beginning that's done by R.B. Silva, uh, who did, amongst other things, Superboy at the beginning of the New 52. There's this little black flashback sequence, which I actually enjoyed because it sort of adds depth to the story found in this issue. The other artist was um, oh, here we go. It's in the back. Was Mike Hawthorne, who did pages 4 through 8, which were the sequence in the Fortress of Solitude, which picks up right where last issue left off, and then we got regular artist Aaron Cooder, sorry, Aaron Cooder, who did the rest of the book. So like I said, I really enjoyed this issue. The flashback sequence actually sort of plays upon the theme of the issue. It's so like I said, it picks up right after last issue. We still have the stuff going on with Lana, who discovered some sort of secret entrance to a buried city, an ancient city, and she brings Superman in to investigate along with her because some people were arrived and they wanted to check that tunnel out. And we got the ghost soldier, I think his name is, the guy that Superman fought last issue. Following them, they fight, Superman fights this guy, and we learn that this guy actually sort of protects the uh, the surface world from an underground civilization who seem to be rather barbaric, I guess. So now that the Superman kind of got in the way, killing the monsters that help this guy guard that entrance, they're actually gonna be coming out of the underground city. So it was a fun issue. I really, uh, definitely, Greg Pak gets Superman, his flashback, like I said, adds a little depth to that character, and to the issue. Anyways, uh, anyways, next up, Batman Superman number 7. The so-called, widescreen comic. Well, I mentioned before that this is not new. Actually, back in 2001, Marvel did it with, some of their X-Men books in their annuals. And as you can see, widescreen action. Um, you know, I don't even know who did this, but, widescreen action. you know, like so. You read it like it opens up, you know, like so. You cut and you open up. So, very comfortable. So, not the first widescreen. This isn't the first widescreen comic. And, and I agree, it is uncomfortable, opening up like this. So while this story that Greg Pak is telling in action is very good, very entertaining. There's a good handle on the characters and all. This one seems to be not everyone's favorite storyline currently, and I agree. There's nothing really new to it. But as I finished reading this issue, something did occur to me that Pack is actually trying to sort of have a little twist with the concept of Mongol and War World. If you know what Mongol is all about, he actually used to rule a planet called an artificial planet called War World, where the entire purpose of the planet was basically a giant arena where people would be fighting each other. So pretty much this takes that sort of idea with the more modern concept of gaming. So it's an interesting twist to the whole, Mongol thing, but I guess it just wasn't, effective enough. Actually, I mean, it actually just hit me right after I finished the issue. I thought, oh, yeah, I get it. The whole battling of warriors, which was what Mongol was all about, since the name. So, not much to say about this issue. But within the whole larger arc, this issue alone had this very its own little story with this girl, who sort of finally helped Superman defeat Batman and everything. There's a little story with her through that whole issue. So at a larger within the larger story, you get these little moments, which they didn't even show up in the previous issues, but like where where you just basically had Superman and Batman fighting the whole time. You actually get a story within all of this. Anyways, moving on. Green Lantern number 27. Things are getting interesting in the Green Lantern universe. And this issue is a game changer. Back in issue 26, they actually captured those people from those aliens, or people from that sort of criminal planet, where they chasing the rogue Star Sapphire, that escaped Oa uh, before lights out. So there was a bit of sort of, it ended with some sort of plotting that was left there at the end. So here we see what the whole thing was about. It was a whole setup to pretty much have the entire universe turn against the Green Lantern Corps. So the whole battle with these people was a setup to have them infiltrate, the Green Lantern HQ they had someone on the inside which was a Dorlan, those shape-changing aliens, were like the planet where Chameleon Boy from the Legend of Super Hero comes from. So they had this Dorlan, which I believe part of that Dorlan thing is playing either in Green Lantern Corps or in New Guardians. I'm not sure. So we finally see what their deal is here. So they have a Dorlan impersonate Hal Jordan, and pretty much have make it seem like the GLs are declaring war on the universe. So things are starting to, get very, very difficult for the Green Lanterns. So yeah, it was a unexpected thing. I didn't expect, such a game change that they're going through right now with the GL. And then, we have the whole upcoming Supergirl as a Red Lantern. So, the whole Green Lantern universe is getting very interesting. Green Arrow number 27, part 2 of the Outsider War, Secret Origin. Uh, I, I don't know where to begin with this book, because in my entire comic book reading experience, there has never been a comic that made me shout out loud, "Holy shit," at the end of it. I mean, there was an unexpected twist to the whole story and to the whole Green Arrow mythology. What Oliver thought, what about his life has just been, turned upside down. That was so unexpected. Jeff Lemire is, really kicking ass on this book. And, the final page, is totally awesome, amazing, you so unexpected. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. And of course the art by Sorrentino is, totally amazing. And there's some there's this really cool, yeah, here we go, this is a really cool sort of action sequence of Oliver just shooting arrows against the Shield clan. um just amazing art. Very dynamic, in a sense. This book has its own feel, but I mean, this sort of adds a new level to what an action comic should be. I mean, you know amazing stuff, and that ending is so unexpected. I don't want to spoil anything, and I won't. You just gotta read it, and and tell me what you think about how Green Arrow number 20, about the ending of Green Arrow number 27, because wow, that's all I can say. If you drop this book, you should pick it up, because that last page is worth the $2.99, definitely. Okay, so those are the books that I picked up this week. And now to my back issue. This is Ghost number 4, the first series from 1995. So there we go. I'm definitely digging this series. And I'm yeah, okay, so anyway, sorry. Yeah, so this is from the first series from 1995. The only one in my shop with that has any issues of the first series of Ghost. Like I show, my shop has a ton of the old Volume 2 stuff, but from the first series, no, not much. So this is the only one they got there. I actually read this issue, and it's, you know it's a good issue, and the art's pretty nice too. The art, I love the art here. But up to a point, it just seems very typical of the 90s. You know, very typical stuff of the 90s. Like you know this, but it's really nice art to look at, and the story is okay. So yeah, I'm definitely digging what Dark Horse is doing and what they did. I mean, that Ghost #1, you know, which I'll get to talk about it in the Comics and Beyond stuff. It's amazing stuff. And in fact, I was just reading that Dark Horse is going back to doing superhero stuff. Like they did back in the 90s, kind of went down sideways. And it didn't last long enough because when this issue came out and the whole concept for a superhero universe came out, it was during the height of the speculation, so it really tanked down. But they do have a major plan for going into superheroes, so I'm pretty excited about that. Dark Horse is not necessarily a company I look at, or a lot of the indie stuff I don't usually give it a second look because, as I mentioned before, it's not every book that comes out arrives at my shop. But companies like Dark Horse and Image, they usually do get those books. So I'm just rambling on here. So anyways, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, this is a first widescreen type of comic. So anyways, I'll be signing off now as I usually do. So until next time, keep smiling.